Hello everybody, welcome to the new Inside PitLogic video series. My name is Kevin, I'm part of the PitLogic team, and I'm looking forward to build this series for both our existing PitLogic users and those of you thinking about downloading the app to your phone or tablet device. With this video series, we plan to show you everything that PitLogic has to offer, how you can customize it for just you or your team, and all the tricks that make it easier to use. For our first episode tonight, we plan on taking a look at PitLogic setups and all the different ways that you can view them and see the data. But before we do that, I also want to let you know we plan on using this video series to answer your questions as well. So if you have any questions, if you've had any issues, any features you want to see, or anything at all, send it to kevin@pitlogic.com or send a message to any of our social media handles. We'll try and answer those directly or incorporate the answers in our future episodes. So now onto the setups. In these videos, anytime we want to show you the app, we're going to pop the phone up onto the screen and use this magic green pointer to show you where we are in the program. So for setups tonight, we're going to click on setups from the main menu. We'll see a list of setups that are stored in the device for the current folder. I'll randomly select one of them, and this is what will pop up on the screen. For each setup, it's divided into three main sections on the screen. These top four fields show us about the race day, the date, the track, the name of the event, and which car we're running. The next section below that is everything about each session. Whenever we put a car on the track, whether it be hot laps or the feature, heat race, whatever, that's a session that we record in PitLogic. For each of those, we can record our start, our finish, how many laps it was, our lap times, maybe our opponent's lap time, time of day, track conditions, and the weather. Now down below that is where we have the setup fields data. The setup fields are divided into 6 sections. The first one at top is called General, and this is all the data that doesn't really fit with a particular corner of the car. For this setup template, you can see we have wing angles, wing positions, gears, fuel settings, and stuff like that. If I keep scrolling down, we'll see the first 2 corners, the left front and the right front. In here, we've got bars, blocks, turns, air pressure, all the other fields that are in the setup template. Keep scrolling down again, we see the last 2 corners, the left rear and the right rear. Some of the same fields, plus some more for the rear with some different shock numbers, tire spacing, bump stops, all that kind of stuff. Then at the very bottom, we have the other section, and this is for all the leftover fields. Every setup template might have different fields in this area. For this microsprint template, we've got our fuel data for our injection. So we've got pill sizes, springs, things like that. Down below the setup fields, we see these 3 tabs. By default, we're looking at the setups tab, but we can also click notes, see any notes that we've typed in about this session, maybe driver feedback, crew chief feedback. We can even record pictures, take a look at the cushion, that type of thing. And then next to notes, we can click on parts. And we can see all the parts that are assigned to the car for this session. This allows us to keep track of runs or laps on each thing. And we'll talk about that more in future episodes as well. But clicking back over on setups, we can see all the setup data in here, and you notice that there's a whole bunch of fields. For every setup template that we put into PitLogic, for each type of car, we try to think of all the fields possible that customers may want. We put those in the template, but then we make it easy for you to pare that list down. And we can do that down here in the action menu. The 3 dots here is an action menu. We click that and then click pick fields to show. And now we see a list of all the fields that are in the setup template. The green ones are the ones that are marked to be shown, and the red ones are the ones that are hidden in the background. By default, every setup template has 3 presets. We have easy, like see if I click easy, there's way less green fields. I'll go back to close, and now you can see the setup just has a few main variables for each section. I'll go back to the action menu, pick fields to show, click medium, or click expert, and you can see the number of fields it shows changes. You can also go down directly and move a field from green to red or red to green to customize exactly how you want to see it. When you're all done, you click close, and now your setup is ready to be used the way that you want to use it. You only have to do this once for each setup template, and those settings will be saved across all the setups you have on that same template. When we first started using PitLogic, I used it on a tablet. It was a nice big screen way to see all the setup variables and make everything really readable all the time. But quickly we learned that it's way more convenient to have the app on a phone in your pocket. As you walk around the car, you have easy, quick access to all your tires or shock data or your setup variables. The only problem is for old guys with glasses like me, some of these variables get pretty small to see. So in our most recent version, we've added a new full screen or zoom mode. In the lower right corner, you see this full screen icon. I click on that and up pops the same setup sections, but now one at a time with bigger fonts and bigger boxes and bigger text. You can click these buttons on top to move between them, or you can use your finger to slide back and forth. We've also added a new grid view. This is a new way to organize the data compared to the regular part of PitLogic. And instead of showing it by each corner of the car, we show it by each setup variable. So like you can see the bars and the 4 different bars that are in the car, the blocks and the 4 different blocks. And I can scroll down and all the ones that make sense to look in this view will automatically be put in this format for you to look at. Just like any other place with the setups in PitLogic, you can click on any of these and change the data, no problem. When you're done looking at full screen mode, click the button in the lower right corner, and we're back to our regular setup. So that's it. That's our basic look at setups and how to look at the data. Thank you very much for taking the time to look at this video with us. Please come back for more in the future. We have a lot of episodes planned, and based on user feedback and your questions you send in to kevin@pitlogic.com, we will have more videos in the future. We're going to have topics like how to organize your data with setups folders and baselines, how to move all your data from one device to the other if you get a new phone or a new tablet, how to use the gear charts, RPM function, all that and a whole bunch more. If you have any questions or anything, remember, send them to our email, our social media handles. And until next time, good luck with your racing.